Hey everyone, this is Kimmie. I am Mama on a Mission, and today I am going to do a what sold video for you guys. I have another week of sales that I want to share with you guys, but at first I thought I would kind of explain where Mama on a Mission came from. I've had actually quite a few questions about it, so just real brief here. Mama on a Mission is basically the basis of why I resell in the first place. I started reselling 14 years ago when I was pregnant with my first son, and my mission was to be able to make money. How could I make money from home and be at home with my kids as much as I wanted to, all in one? How could I be a mom and provide for the family all at once? Because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but let's be real. It's hard to be a stay-at-home mom or a one-income family, and I needed a way to be able to do those things. We had this tiny little house, and I started selling things out of the basement in these tiny little bins. We literally had to go, it was like a crawl space basement. It was only like 4 feet tall, and I was pregnant, and my now husband was also, there with me, and we would have the stairs to go down into the basement was a spiral, like a small spiral staircase into a crawl space. We couldn't stand up straight. I'm 5'11". We could not stand up straight in the basement where I store all my goods. It was like a 700 square foot house. And that's how we started. I started finding random things. I loved collecting like baskets and tins, but I did do a lot of clothes back then as well. But it's kind of a joke in, between my husband and I that I loved picking up tins, like old, I don't know why I was so attracted. I'm still attracted to them, honestly. Like old cookie tins and jars, and I don't know what it was. But the Mama on a Mission part came from me being a mom, and my mission was to be able to support my family, but still be the mom I wanted to be, which, my heart goes out to everyone. It's hard to do all the things, especially, I'm nobody special. And, I wanted to be the mom I wanted to be. I wanted to be at everything I could. I wanted to be able to stay home when my kids were sick, or, I wanted to drive them to school if that's what I needed to do. And I needed to make money too. So that's where the Mama on a Mission basically came from. It's still my mission today. Kids are expensive, whether they're 1 or 14. Because I started this 14 years ago, and my son's about to turn 14. Like, literally, that's my story. I've been doing it ever since. That was my solution at the time. Shout out to my mom, who is an entrepreneur at heart. She currently still does her own thing as a small business person. And she's always had an entrepreneur heart. And actually, my dad did too. My dad, a lot of times, had a lot of side hustles. So shout out to both of my parents who come from lower income, middle-class families, and they always had a side hustle. In fact, this is getting too long now, but I literally grew up hanging out the side of a window slinging Avon bags because my mom was an Avon lady, and that was outside of her main job. So shout out to both my parents, who were always hustlers, always had side jobs, and always found a way to support the family. And I guess maybe it's in the blood here. It's in my genes. And that's how I got to be Mama on a Mission. And it's still my mission today because kids are expensive. And that's okay because I love them more than anything. So I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, bring money in for the family, and still be able to run to all the things for my kids. So there it is. Sorry, that went a little long, but I'm here for a what sold video. I have 5 days of sales, February 24th to February 28th. Yes, I'm just a week or so behind. I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. I'm supposed to sell on Mercari, but nothing ever happens there. So I have nothing for that. So 5 days of sales. I'm going to give you the numbers, and then I will go to the computer and show you the items that sold, why I picked them up, what they sold for, so you guys can really get a view of what's actually, these are sold items, so you can see what's actually selling out there and for what price. My total for 5 days was pretty good. I'm happy with these numbers. $799.47 for 5 days. So let's just say $800. My goal is $100 per day. I do hit a little bit more than that quite often, but I'm trying not to overstress myself or, make my goal a little, like, way too high. Right now it's $100 a day. So for 5 days, $800, I'm hitting that, and I'm very happy with that. If you guys don't know, I also have another side hustle besides this that brings in money. So this is not actually my only source of income. eBay, I sold $552.47. Poshmark actually did okay. I did $225 on Poshmark. And Depop, I had one sale, and it was for $22. So altogether, I had $800 in sales for that week, which was 5 days, Monday through Friday. And I am super happy with that, especially because that's following a great weekend. The weekend before that, I did fantastic. I had $564 in sales for just Saturday and Sunday. So the train's still moving. I'm doing all the things. I'm very excited about these numbers. I know it's not always going to be like this. Like a week from now, I could be like, wah, wah, and my week sucked. It happens. But I'm really happy with this. Let me jump on the computer and show you guys what's selling. So here we go with one of my first sales to show you is a Nike running vest, size medium, lightweight, green, full zip with vented pockets. This is a really bright color, and I thought it was nice for spring, also for safety with these bright colors here. Just a basic piece. I'm not an expert at Nike, and obviously there's a lot of items out there. So I sold this for $20, and I was happy with that. Nike obviously is a well sought after brand. I just always don't have the knowledge to know fully what exactly is going to bring those higher amounts, 40, 50, 60, obviously new with tags, newer styles, would obviously bring you some more money. But they sent me an offer for $20 plus shipping, and I thought that was reasonable. This next sale is funny. There I am. I found these at the bins. It's Ed Hardy Sport Workout Capri Legging, size extra small. I put the keywords tattoo, art, and retro in there because these kind of gave me a Y2K vibe with the graphic on the side there. There's the tag Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy does have a lot of 2000s different items if you find some of the more unique items. This was just $15 plus shipping. However, as always, I'm telling you guys, Y2K and 90s items, some of these brands like Ed Hardy are still popular, so they're worth a look. This was an excellent sale. I found 3 pairs of these in the same bin at Goodwill, at the Goodwill outlet. The brand is Daily Practice, which is an Anthropologie brand, and they were super flare pants. I put in the keywords hippie, festival, fashion. I also put witchy goth in there because the flare, and these were black, which a lot of times, the black, the darker color tones are for the witchy keywords, I guess. So there's the tag Daily Practice. That is an Anthropologie brand. Flare and wide legs are super popular right now. And this was my last pair. I've already sold the other 2 pairs, I'm pretty sure. And I got them at the bin. So the cost was like $1.29. And I sold them for $53 plus shipping, which is fantastic. I do think because these were super flare and that's coming back or is back, that's what propelled this to be a little bit more of a higher priced item. This is a new with tags Avenue. I put it as a tunic top, animal print blouse. It had buttons down the front, V-neck, kind of a baby doll style. Like I said, it was brand new with tags. 26, 28 is a larger plus size. That's like a 4X. Which is great, like a 3X to a 4X, depending on the brand. See, it says right here, tunic, Zion print. I always put that in there and is always helpful when you are listing. Avenue and the next brand I'm going to show you, I am a little bit pickier about picking up. I feel like they are dying, if not dead brands almost. Plus size is kind of its own realm of selling in itself. So this sold for $21 plus shipping. You know, plus size is my bread and butter. So I love doing plus size items. This is a Lane Bryant. Now, I also feel like Lane Bryant is a dying and or maybe dead brand. When I started selling plus size, which is now many, many, many years ago, Lane Bryant was a huge brand. But I think other popular plus size brands are taking over, and I think the market is very saturated with this brand. And people are willing to sell it at $8, $10, $12. So if you're picking up Lane Bryant, and it's nice, and maybe it's at a garage sale for 50 cents, just know that you probably are only going to get $12 or $14 for it, unless it's a substantial piece, a larger size, or perhaps it's like new with tags. This Lane Bryant item is a more basic piece and only sold for $12. Figs, I've been selling figs for a long time. This is the technical scrub pant, size extra, extra small, tall, with elastic waist. Pull on. These are like medical scrubs. There is the logo for you. I've been selling this brand for years. Also, you know, actually a lot of thrift stores have kind of priced up figs because they know of the brand. This pair sold for $22 plus shipping. I do think that since this was a tall, it might have given a little bit more value to it. It was also this really pretty spring color, which may have added some value to it, but $22 plus shipping is okay with me. Now, this is a crazy sale. I found this brand for the first time in a regular thrift store, not a Goodwill. Brunello Cucinelli, women's tank top, cotton and silk, size extra large. Now, this sold fairly quickly, and I feel like I probably could have gotten more, but it is an older logo there, Brunello Cucinelli. It was made in Italy. It was part silk. I only paid $3.99 in the thrift shop for this, and it sold for $34 plus shipping. Like I said, it is an older style. However, it's still Brunello Cucinelli, and some of their pieces go for a lot of money. So if you find this brand, definitely take a look. It might and very well could be worth the pickup. And this was for me. $3.99. I sold it for $34 plus shipping. Great sale. I kind of feel like a broken record already. However, this sale, Chocolate Preppy, which is a brand I had never heard of before, made in Italy, 100% linen top. I put in the keywords Lagan look, boxy, and beach. And I've already been mentioning now for a week or two to you guys, at least, to list your summer items, and linen material is huge for spring and summer. Here's the tag. I found a couple of the same type of item. I have this also in like a bluish green, I'm pretty sure. Chocolate Preppy, 100% linen, made in Italy. All those things, stack those up as a reason to pick it up. It's the season right now, and this sold for $37.05. This was kind of just a fun find. This again was at the Goodwill outlet. I just loved the graphic on it. The brand is, I don't know how to say it, Aiguay, made in Mexico. So I don't know what that stands for. Ayguey. Aiguay. Size large, bird, boho, tropical top. You can see the details on this. It almost gives me Johnny Was vibes. Boho, the colorful, the bird, the flowers. That's why I loved it. And clearly someone else did too, because they paid $27.55 for this. The whole boho vibe is still hot and going. So no complaints there. Madewell. Here is the stock photo. This is a Madewell shirt dress in size medium. It had the multicolor red stripes. It gives me like nautical, beachy summer vibes for sure. Shirt dress is just like a classic style of dress that everyone wears in spring and summer. So I'm not surprised that this did decent. It's $25 plus shipping. I feel like I make more money in Madewell when the pieces are a little bit more substantial, like maybe a blazer or something with wool, cashmere sweaters, those types of things. But Madewell is a fairly solid brand, and that's a great sale. Here we go. I was waiting to finally have some kind of vintage or Y2K item because I almost always have some kind of vintage Y2K. Now, if you guys remember, not long ago, I did a Goodwill bins haul. I've only had this channel back up and running for about 6-7 weeks now. And this was in it. At the bottom of a Goodwill bin was this, I don't know. I say fishnet, but it's kind of not fishnet. It's like a very fine beaded sheer Victoria's Secret Sexy Little Things tank top. And it was new with tags, but this is from Y2K. I believe it said 2004 on it, which would be Y2K. And it's like this, see that beading on it? This gave me all the vibes. Let's see what I put in the keywords here. What did I put down here? Fairy, goth, punk, rock, grunge, romantic. I put goth in there again. I don't know why. Skater, emo. This just had all the different vibes. And I put all those keywords in there. It was new with tags. It said $68, but again, that was like 20 years ago that it was $68. And this is a line and an item that is no longer produced, and that sometimes makes things more valuable. And this sold for $49 plus shipping. This is another item I found at the bins. I did end up finding a stock photo. The brand is Untuck It. There's a lot of mixed feelings about Untuck It. Some people are saying, that it is like one of those brands. It's like a one-hit wonder type of brand, that they were really big for a short amount of time and now they're going to die off. Could be the case. A lot of people are slowing down, picking it up. However, I have sold quite a few Untuck It's recently. So, I always use your gut, use your own knowledge. Don't be afraid to give things a shot. Sometimes it works out in your favor. And this did for me. I got this at the bins. $23.75 is what it sold for. Untuck It. It's a women's light pink button-down shirt. See, this was from 2019. So, nothing that special. However, there was a big crowd for Untuck It. A lot of people really like that brand, and I think there still is a group of people who still obviously want to buy that. So this is another Goodwill bins pickup, and I wasn't sure. So Torrid is a bread and butter brand for me. This is a Torrid dress. It's a smocked black midi dress. I put in fairy and goth as keywords, but the size is 0. So Torrid is only bread and butter for me. If it's new with tags or a substantial piece, it could be worth more, like 30, 40, 50. But this was a size 0, which is one of their smaller sizes, and I'm usually reluctant to pick it up. I feel like I priced it fairly competitively at $25, and it sold within like 2 weeks. So that was, Torrid is still worth looking at. Just look at your comps and make sure you stack the reasons why you were picking it up so you can feel confident in the item that you're picking up. This is another vintage Y2K Trip NYC zip-up moto jacket. I do pretty well with Trip NYC Y2K items, all those letters. The thing that I was a little bit reluctant about was this was a size 3, which is like a plus size. A lot of my Y2K items I sell are in the smaller sizes, small, medium, large, with vintage sizing, meaning that today they're even smaller. However, this did really well. It picked up pretty hot on Depop, but it sold on eBay for it's actually $40. I don't know why it says $49. Sometimes eBay does that, but see how these buttons have the logo on it, and then this zipper has the logo. A lot of times when you see those types of things, it might be a good reason to take a second look at it. If it has the details like a custom zipper, usually cheap brands or cheaply made items don't have a zipper with their logo on it. Here's another vintage Y2K. I also got this at the bins. Vintage Y2K Abercrombie & Fitch jacket with the fur hood. 2000s. This is definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. This is a huge seller right now. Maybe not as much going into spring. If the style stays the same, then going into fall and winter, it will again pick up. Here's the tag, Abercrombie & Fitch. It was still made in China, but I believe it had a date on it somewhere that told me it was like a 2007 or 2008. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins. So it was a heavier piece. I'm going to say I paid $3 to $4 for it. I was hoping to move it quickly. The thing that sold it to me is it's a full zip. It's a Y2K item. It has the like cargo pockets and the little moose down there. Everybody wants the Abercrombie moose and the fur hood, the fall fur hood. You want that as well. This sold for $42.75. Great pickup at the bins. It sold within a month. No complaints there. One of my last items here, I got a couple left. This is a Sigrid Olsen Skort, Performance Athletic Skort. I also put tennis, golf, and tropical as some of my keywords in here. It says right on there, golf and tennis skort. And like I have been mentioning, I'm like a broken record here. We're going into those season, golf, tennis. One of my awesome subscribers also mentioned pickleball. Great keyword, things that people are going to be doing in spring and summer. So they're going to be looking for pieces that they're able to do those things in. So no doubt that that's why this just sold. Beautiful print. And Sigrid Olsen does do some of these like tennis, preppy, pickleball, golf type of items. So $27.55 plus shipping. Foxcroft, this is a newer to me brand that I've been picking up within the last year or so. In plus size. I've always been a plus size girl, but I didn't used to pick this up. I actually learned it from, I believe, Kaylee Elaine, who's a huge reseller. Foxcroft, wrinkle-free. 16W is actually on the smaller side of plus size, so try to stick with the bigger 18Ws and up, but this still sold. This actually sold for $25 plus shipping. It's a plaid button-up, long sleeves. I've mentioned this before. This is a great plus-size brand. If it says wrinkle-free or non-iron or those types of things, always a plus, but the button-up and the long sleeves or three-quarter sleeves is what you want to be on the lookout for. You can see right here, this one also had a button that has their logo on it, which can be a sign that it might be something worth of more value, or just that it's more. It's better made, more better. Gosh, I need to go back to school. It's made better. Okay, last one here for eBay is a Torrid jump suit. I wasn't sure about the style on this one. I didn't know if people were really still wearing these jumpsuits. It had cute, like a lemon print, and it was brand new with tags. I think it's super cute. I just didn't know what the demand would be for these types of jumpsuits still, but perfect timing, going into spring, jumpsuit with the little lemon print. It's kind of cute. This sold for $33.25. It was brand new with tags, so the price on there was $69.50. So my customer got it for over half off. I made a profit on the item, and everyone is happy. Here's my one Depop. It is, not surprisingly enough, a vintage Y2K item. This gave me the whimsy goth, kind of whimsical, fairy vibe here. It's a vintage dress barn, you guys. Dress barn. These are the types of Y2K items that I sometimes do well with. The brand Dress Barn. You guys remember this brand? I don't think they're around anymore. Someone chime in. Is Dress Barn still a thing? I don't think so. However, you see this ruching at the chest, and then the hemline was a little bit of a flare like this, like a shark bite hem. All these little details. This was also velvet. All give the whimsy gothic kind of vibe there. Did I put any more other? Whimsy goth, fairy, grunge, dark romantic, elegant top. I sold this for $25 on Depop. Most of my items for Depop are catering towards more of the really, I just call them trendy folks. I don't know why, because I'm getting old. The younger crowd, your teens into 20s. There's a whole vibe with the gothic, the vintage, the Y2K, all those things. So I seem to do better with those types of items there. All right, guys, those are my sales for 5 days about $800 in sales between Poshmark, eBay, and Depop, and I'm really happy with that. While I was doing that video, I got 2 more orders for today. That's separate from obviously the what sold from like 2 weeks ago. But what I wanted to mention, it made me think about it, was I really do feel like there's some kind of value to, if you can see, I have all my items here packaged to ship out already for the morning. I already shipped out this morning items. And I'm really getting the vibe that part of the algorithm is how fast you can ship your items. And then it's like, hey, okay, you already shipped those. I'm going to give you a couple more sales and see if you can handle that. I'm not an expert at the algorithm, and I don't think really anybody has the master code. I feel like even eBay probably doesn't have the master code, okay? And these are eBay sales. However, from my experience over and over, and since I've really been hustling hard in the last, I would say 6 to 8 months of really working on my store and trying to amp things back up, I would say that as soon as I get some of my shipping done and I do all the things, cross-post, delist, maybe lower some prices, set up a sale, I kind of finagle with all the things, then I miraculously get more sales. So I think there's some part of this massive, the algorithm, the components to the algorithm is, who knows, 1 million spreadsheets long. So I don't have all the answers, but I'm just letting you know that I just finished my shipping for the day, for this afternoon. I went to do this video, and then while I was doing the video, 2 things have already sold. So that's just my input, my insight. You guys take it for what it's worth. Whatever you guys let me know. Do you think that sounds crazy, or do you think there's some kind of magical code in there where if you do your shipping pretty fast, or when you get your shipping done, then it like re-puts you back into the search engines like, hey, okay, they shipped their items and now I'm going to give them a couple more sales. I don't know. Maybe that's not a real thing. I just made it all up. It just feels like that seems to be the case a lot lately. Anyways, that was a great week for me. I know I'm not always going to have those weeks, but those were some great sales. I hope you guys got some kind of information or entertainment out of it. Of course, there were other stinker sales I didn't show you. Like there was a couple things that I sold for like $3-4. I am trying to move out old items. If it's over a year or 2 old, at least if it's 2 years old for sure, I'm like $2. And occasionally I have been pulling things just to redonate. Occasionally. I'm also kind of lazy, so I've told you guys this. I shouldn't even be telling you guys that. That sometimes I'd just rather sell it for $5 and get rid of it because it makes me get rid of it. I'm a bad reseller, you guys. No, I'm not. I mean, we're all trying to juggle a million things. If you watched my day in the life video, I did my first one. I'm going to do another one. Just throwing it out there, trying something new. We're all juggling a lot of things, whether that's, your own life, another job, animals, kids, keeping a house, all kinds of things. We all have a lot of things, and plus we're supposed to enjoy part of life. Let's remember that part, because we all get probably caught up in the hustle and bustle of just trying to stay afloat. I can't always be perfect, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be perfect. So sometimes I sell stuff for $4 instead of donating it because I'm just lazy. That's okay. By the way, all right, my Columbia. You guys getting just tired of my Columbias? I have this in like every color known to man, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. If you're still with me and you aren't subscribed, like 70% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So I hope that if you enjoyed this, you'll click that little subscribe button, beep, beep, and come see me again soon, because I really love connecting with you guys, and I will be back for more, because this is all I know is thrifting and reselling. So, and making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for my kids. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and I will talk to you guys real soon.